This is Robert Burns, and I'm here with Brett Combs with Forex Trading Labs. And Brett is going to walk me through how to use the FX Synergy product. Well, maybe that's a little generous. He's going to help me set it up. It's up to me to get used to it and use it, but he's been using it for a while, so he's going to give me the lowdown on how to get this operating.
Okay, Robert. Let's go to settings first.
Okay.
And it does look like you have it pointing to aux.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go to your presets tab.
Okay.
And then let's go to the symbols. And Euro USD
One thing,
Pro.
just a heads up, before we get in there, right here, this had the live account to begin
Yeah.
with, and the live account, I should have made note of it, mentally made note of it to see if the prices were actually displaying. I didn't, and I changed it because I didn't want to play on a live account. I wanted to play on a demo account. So this is actually the demo account number. Um, so don't know if that matters, but just a heads up, that's demo account.
Okay. Let's go now to symbols.
Mm-hmm. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Put
Okay.
this under metals. This one, by the way, seems to work. It accepts the .pro, but the distinction is that the type is metals.
Um, All right, that all looks right that you've got set there. So let's go back to the presets again.
Hang on one sec before we depart here. Euro,
Now we
USD.
don't want to put the suffix in. It's supposed to recognize the root symbol, and then based on the symbols that you have published in the Market Watch, it will cross reference to those. So that's all set right. Why it's not picking up the US 30, Euro dollar, Euro USD dot pro is a little bit of a mystery. Um,
Well, actually, happy news. Well, shoot, happy news. These two are at least displaying properly,
yeah.
and this has got the .pro, so that's a step in the right direction. But this one I've had consistent trouble with the euro. I couldn't get it to work.
All right. Let's go back to, well, let's right click on your Market Watch. Um,
Market
and
watch is that right here?
yeah, just put a chart out on the window in the open area. Just right click and put a chart out there for the Euro USD dot pro.
Uh, okay. Let me get a new one. You mean
Yeah.
open a new tab here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like you have one open already, but
Yeah,
let me
I don't want to
see.
I don't want to mess with any of the stuff that I've got here because it's all
Okay.
they're all keepers.
All
So
right.
let me get here. There we go.
All right.
I think my colors are nicer than yours.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to, okay, there we go. And can you touch the little circular wheel on the invalid symbol that's to the right of the valid symbol and see what
Or
happens?
refresh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. And let's try to, all right, now let's go to the market watch.
Here.
Yeah, in MetaTrader, the market watch where the time
Oh,
is.
okay.
Right click anywhere in the white area
Yep.
and go to symbols.
Yep.
And then let's do expand out FX major and put the euro on there, even though it's not what we're using to trade from.
Okay. Yeah. See, they make the distinction in this broker.
Yeah,
Some of them do. They've got the pro version, and then
yeah, yeah,
that's the one I've already got. But you want me
yeah,
to do both?
yeah.
Okay.
Just for our test here.
Right. I've got
Um, Now go to the tab where you have the FX energy loading.
here.
Okay, change that to the euro dollar symbol.
So just drag it in,
Yeah,
and not pro. You want regular
yeah,
use. Okay. Hmm.
yeah.
Done.
Okay. Did it reflect? Okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it did. Change it to 1 minute.
Okay.
That way it's updating.
Yep.
Look, right click and then go to template, and then let's go to FX Synergy.
Just
Yeah,
to refresh, eh?
yeah.
Okay.
And then bring up FX Synergy.
But I mean, that was your purpose of doing that
Yeah,
particular maneuver.
yeah,
Use
because of the
reset.
reconnection.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That fixed it. Skinny
Okay.
gun.
All right, so let's test it and put a small trade on. Um, you can override the panel there. Just kind of make it to where you can see more of the quotes. What I do, Robert, is I should
I'm not tracking with you.
well in FX Synergy you've got quote boxes, right?
Hmm.
Make it to where I can see the whole box for each one.
Oh, this
Just
thing. Okay.
yeah, keep going. There you go.
Hmm.
Now, on your lot size, you don't have anything less than 0.01. So let's just go ahead and override it. So you've got it set for risk. Let's change that. Now, before we change it, let's talk about that. Are you doing percentage risk allocation for each time you trade
Yeah.
US 30?
I want position size. And on this
Okay.
broker, let me just do something real quick because that'll answer some questions that inevitably you're going to ask. Because I don't trade normally this one directly. And actually, my brain was going was US 30. But let me try entering a trade here. And see the lot size here is 1. I don't think it will take. We'll find out right quick like 0.01. Let me see if I can enter a trade on here with that. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so let's just see. Well, let's see. I'll put in a buy trade. And it did allow a 0.01. This is on the euro.
Okay. Now go back to FX Synergy and let's see if it picked it up manually.
Yep.
Okay, it didn't.
You're looking down
Oh,
here to see that, correct?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And that's okay. It depends on how it's set. So let's go ahead and exit that trade.
Okay. A 2-cent winner. Look at that.
Yeah. Now let's go back to FX Synergy again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to settings,
Mm-hmm.
the settings button. Let's go to presets
Mm-hmm.
and let's change one of your presets to 0.01 in the lot size.
Okay, so over here,
Yeah, you can just add it to the front or end. It doesn't matter, just so we can test.
like that.
Okay. And under the select
And do
column,
I
change it.
want to add one or do I want to change the
No,
existing?
we'll change the existing one and go back and change it later. Under the select column, there's a little drop down
Select
that
column.
says risk.
Uh-huh. And what do you want
Change it
there?
to lot.
Okay.
Change the other to stealth.
Check stealth.
Checkbox stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then click the X to close the window.
Up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now execute a buy trade
I
on the
think
euro
it
dollar.
probably is still displaying. Oh no, that is the lot size, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
got it. So enter a whatever.
Buy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Show
Okay.
disabled.
All right. That's what I thought was going to happen. It's trying to use that symbol on the chart. All right. Minimize the window here, Robert, and then go back to that chart that has FX Energy on it. Drag the Euro USD Pro out there.
Mm-hmm.
Euro USD Pro.
Yep, I did.
Now you drag the
Oh,
gold.
oh, 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 sorry.
I just
Okay.
okay. Now right click on the Euro USD symbol in Market Watch, the
Mm-hmm.
other one.
Euro USD. Oh, uh, the regular
Right
one.
click.
Get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, just right click hide.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
The reason why it won't is you've got a chart over there that no, you don't.
I don't.
Well, we'll have to exit and come back in.
Hang on 1 second. This may work. Nope. Damn it.
Yeah, just exit out of MetaTrader and come back in.
Okay.
We have to do this a lot with FX Synergy.
So in other
Once we're
words, the refresh when in doubt is close it and
yeah,
relaunch. Okay.
right.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it was still hanging on to that symbol.
Right. MS DOS 3.3. you, you won't forget that one, will you?
Yeah,
Okay. There we go.
yeah. It's a bad sound whenever you hear that. That means the broker disconnected.
Yeah.
All right, now let's
Margin
go
call.
back to
Margin call. Ah.
yeah, let's go back to FX Synergy
Mm-hmm.
and let's exit out of FX Synergy and then reload it now.
Okay. All right. Hey, that's a good
Give it a
sign, isn't it?
sec. Well, it hasn't connected yet. So right click on the FX Synergy chart.
On the FX. Oh, here. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just reload the template again.
Okay. So that's that. I got to remember that step. That's the trigger to really make sure things are working.
Doesn't, yeah. But oftentimes we don't have to do this. It just picks it up. But
Hey, that's a good sign, isn't it? Because we don't have,
yeah.
we got rid of the symbol, the vanilla symbol. The dot pro is the only one remaining, so that it's aliasing over to that one. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's supposed to do that. And it's based on what's showing in the symbol list in the market watch. And that's a tip for everyone else because different brokers, like if you're with E8, funding, your symbol's .E8. That's the symbol you want to show, not the Euro USD plain. You want to show the Euro USD .E8 for like E8 prop firm. And this is not well documented, by the way.
Yeah,
Um,
I discovered that because they kind of berate you a bit about go in and read first, and I did, and I couldn't figure it out, and then there was not, and I tried, really, I did.
okay, let's go ahead and let's put a long trade or a buy trade on Euro USD and just see, make
Okay.
sure the connection's working.
Oh, there's a chart you recognize. Let me get this one on 1 minute. So it doesn't matter really because it's going to show up on either one of them. Um, that's you. That's the keeper, and this is the 1 minute. Okay, let me go back there. So just any trade, right? Just a buy trade.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Now you can just, if you want to X out, just close it.
Over here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's the basic settings. And let me give you some tweaks here or best practices. So on the settings button, there's a little down symbol to the right of the button. Click there, go to um, flip, and then go to float. Go back to that button again
Here.
and go to float.
Float.
What will happen now? Click the window behind the MetaTrader. You see
Ah.
it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get
floating.
it's
So
in the
what you can
foreground.
do is configure your window sizing of this to fit the dimensions of the window sizing that you have for the terminal,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and it will overlay on top.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you can move the um, that has a divider that you can drag to give more real estate to the right panel than the quote panel.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
So I could get it. I mean, that's plenty. Whoops.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just did.
The VPS kind of every once in a while drags behind.
It's a little bit of latency on the move, eh?
Yeah.
Hmm. So what you were saying, okay,
Um,
so I've got that size correct. Now here I could go to the left as an example.
yeah.
Yep. Hmm.
Because you want to really maximize the real estate over there so you can get to your partial closes and stuff like that. But your
Yeah.
desktop is huge here, so you're able to see it. Let's go to settings now, and let's go to an advanced setting. So you go to the advanced tab, and then we're looking for I always have trouble finding it, so you're just going to have to scroll down a little bit.
What is it we're looking for?
Um, I can't even tell you what the name of it is, but it's um, okay. Hang on, just right through here because I think it's okay. Where it says non forex ECN delay,
Yep.
put 0 in there, and then click the Xbox.
Hmm. Up here.
Yep.
Hmm.
Now, if you're rapid fire trading, like you're trying to put on 5 trades really fast, um, you don't have to wait a second between each mouse push.
Oh,
Push.
oh, that's huge. So
Yeah.
in other words, you've just killed any latency in between position entries.
Yeah. It sometimes works with certain brokers. Sometimes brokers enforce
Hmm.
that latency. But let's go and put 3 trades on really quick since this is a demo account.
Yep. Okay. So I shouldn't have done that much. Hang on.
And you can rearrange those symbols too to where Euro USD shows up above US 30 if you wanted. So just
That's
pop
okay.
three,
That's okay.
just pop 3 in there real quick. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay. So all right, I'll do 3 cells. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
I only got 1 cell.
Yeah, it's because this dialogue was process. Go ahead and push 2 back to back.
Still
There
quite a
is
bit.
a little bit of a lag
Hmm.
with this broker. Some brokers are faster. Um, so um, you're what you're going to do is push, wait for it to see that you'll see it come in, fill, push, wait for it to see it come
Yeah.
in, fill, push. But it's
See,
still
I
better
haven't
than
traded. I haven't traded directly on this broker. The way I'm
yeah,
trading this broker right now is with social trader tools and going. Eagle is the primary, and then this is a sub. And so I don't have I don't really, and there is a fair amount of latency with this one and with Envy. In fact, so much so that I'm probably two things that there's latency. The second thing is their spread is not competitive on the US 30. So I'm going to do away with this on US 30. I'm going to use it solely for what we're up to for Euro
yeah.
USD.
Now
But
I
the
can
spread
see.
is good. I mean, we got a zero. Well, just the minute I said that, it bumped to two, but it's bouncing around.
Yeah,
But it's frequently a zero.
yeah. Let's go back to settings again, not the little tab, but the button
Here.
itself. And for go to presets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you can do here is clone your preset. So, like you could say that the preset that you're on, this is the US 30 preset.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're done trading US 30, you'll have another preset that you could just say that that's my Eurodollar preset. And the reason why is your lot size, your take profit may be different.
That very different. And the other question I have is how do you address points here versus pips?
I don't have a clue. You're going to have to reach out to support and
Yeah,
give them the
I did. I was just
specifications.
in the off chance that you knew.
No,
Um,
since I only trade one market,
mhm.
I know the euro dollar, but right now your take profit is outside of our rules that we use. So, it would be 2 to 2.5. On this broker, you might be able to get away with 2.5.
Okay,
Um,
so right over here, do I get rid of
yeah.
everything in there?
No, I would take out that just the first 50 and put 2.5 in there.
Okay.
And then you can leave in 15, 20, 25. So if you're wanting to trail one, where let's say it's moved away from your stacks and you want to have it the additional entries that you're adding or additional trades that you're adding, you want it to be further out where you have the bigger profit target to get back to your first stack. And then you can go in there and adjust the price manually if needed to get it to where you're at the same profit level as your first stack. That's a technique that I use a lot. You don't have to do it, but
Yeah,
um,
I'd have to see that, I think, to understand
yeah,
it. Do I want to put an increment of like a 5 in here or no?
it's up to you. I have 2.5, 3, 5, 7, 11, 21, 36. I pick weird numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Those sound
just,
like the casino.
yeah, exactly. So your stop loss, I'm not saying for people that are watching this or for you to do this. This is where my stops are. Is 199 is my default stop. So they're huge, and it's just so I can say I have a stop in the market.
Yeah.
Um, I'm willing to, I'm willing to nurse a trade or wobble a trade so that I don't get stopped out. That's why my win loss is so high.
Isn't this a
Um,
little odd to have 30 to begin with?
and
Or is that
that's just the default that they put in here. Most retail traders have a 21 to 35 pip stop.
but
So
then I mean to go from 30 then to 15, I guess that's again as you're trailing, you might
yeah.
have the other increments.
Well, the first number is always your default, and so they may have wanted to have 30 as the default, but have the other numbers in increments so that you could choose those instead of that default.
Yeah, okay.
Because you can override what's in the box, what's being chosen by default, by just going to the the little scroll box for each one of the take profits. So go ahead and click X so you can see what happens here. And you can see now that in your euro dollar, you have a 2.5 pip stop and your stop loss is still at 30.
You mean take profit.
But yeah, but your stop loss is was at 30 because that's the default value still in there. And again, like I'm telling,
I no, I'm missing something. This says 15 right here.
no, because you changed it.
Oh, okay.
It said 30 initially. I watched it and then
Okay.
you clicked on it. So
So do I want it to be 15 or do I want it to be 30?
no, no, you want it to be whatever you're comfortable trading for yourself while you're learning.
Hmm.
Um, you know, initially my stop was 35 when I was learning how to wobble. Um, and so, that just kind of keeps it out of the retail, placement of stops, but it's not guaranteed it won't be hit.
Got it.
And when you're in a panic mode where you have 20 trades on and you're trying to quickly wrestle with your stop, to push it out because you're willing to do what I do, it can be a little bit stressful. So that's why I just push it way out. Another angle on this would be to have a large stop and then pull it back um, from the default by just coming in and modifying the price once the trade is on.
I see. And yeah, and I saw how you did that where you can do it like in mass or
Yeah,
bulk modify.
yeah,
I don't know how to do it, but I saw you do it.
yeah.
Um, okay.
Well, we'll do
So
another
so
lesson
I
on.
might want to put the stop here. I don't know. Somehow I missed that when we did that
Just bring the settings up and it'll default again.
to
Um, we've got a presets,
uh-huh. Oh,
and then you can see in there it's 30, so you can put whatever you want in there as your default. And the
so it
first
defaulted
number,
back to 30 just now?
no, it was always we changed it. No, it was always 30 from the defaults of when you installed FX Synergy. It
Well, but it's
just
showing
when you
15 here then.
I know because you clicked it when you closed it. I watched you click it. So click the Xbox now to close this
Okay.
window,
Okay.
and then it'll be at 30.
Oh, so whatever you highlight in where we just were, that's the thing then that it defaults to.
Yeah, you can override it. These are overrides where if you went to the SL column on the quote, you could override it.
So if I go back there and this time I wanted to have um, So in other words, if I did, I'm not seeing where what I did shows up here as the default. That's the part that I'm missing
The
somewhere.
first number in the series of any of those numbers, like stop loss, take profit, risk, or lot size, the first number before the comma happens is what it defaults as.
Okay, so if I put 60 there using my
Yeah.
magic, and I close,
Yep.
um, boom. Okay, got it.
Now it doesn't sort them. It keeps them. It keeps them sorted the way they should be. But it will scroll down to default whatever you've got
And if
set
I
there.
come back in, that was the part that I want to make sure I got too. If I come back in, oh no, it stayed. Okay, okay,
Yep.
I've got it.
It remembers it.
Yep. Okay.
Now, if all you're doing is trading the euro dollar over here because of the spread issue, then we don't need to worry about having different presets. I use different presets where I have different goals, like I'm going to trade a different symbol, which I don't do, or I'm removing the take profit off of my third and fourth stacks. I'll have a preset for that so that it zeroes out to take profit. So I have to go in and manually figure it out and then put it in.
So would a preset be used in that example with a group?
No, a group is just a grouping of trades or open orders.
But
So
to
if you
do what
wanted
you
to
just
create,
described, you wouldn't use it for that.
no, it's to initiate new trades. So if you wanted to group these so that you can manipulate the take profit and stop losses easier, all you do is you either check each one individual or use the global check above, and
Hmm.
then go down to group. And then the easiest way for me to tell you to do this is right click in the shaded area right next to profit where it says the group name.
Not seeing that.
Yeah, just move your mouse up until you get right beneath 13. Now move your mouse down a little bit. It
No.
where it's the heading of the group where it says group at lot 0.03 risk 9.2.
Yeah, I'm lost here somehow.
No, you're not lost. The first
Oh,
checkbox,
right
there
here.
you go.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, right click on that anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go to modify and then go take profit.
Or
Let's
whichever.
put 199 pip stop in there just so you can see how it works. So
Okay.
you're going to, this is really cool. You're going to love this about FX Synergy. You don't have to figure the price. So go over to the price column or the drop down and drop it down. And you'll want to do from entry, pips from entry, and just
Mm-hmm.
change it to some absurd number.
199.
Okay. And then on your take profit, you can do the same thing there where
Mm-hmm.
you can say from entry, and then you could change that there, make it 3 or whatever.
Okay.
Um, and then click commit, and you'll see how it instantly changed all that on there. And your new TPs are reflected, your new risk levels reflected, everything is recalculated.
74.
Now,
Stop loss. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is sweet.
let's talk about a basketing technique that some people, well, I use it occasionally.
But before you do that, on the on this choice of presets, if I what I think I heard you say is it's germane to having different symbols, which in my case is a certainty. In other words, I'm going to have US 30 and have all the stuff set up for it differently than for the euro. I would utilize that feature here, correct?
Yeah, that's what you would do.
How do you do
Uh,
that? How do I create a second set, a second preset?
just where you just move your mouse to the right, not where the X. Don't click the X, but click
Here.
that symbol. Yeah.
Now, would I name this one maybe Euro preset?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I do.
Okay. Okay. Then come over here and go to this little guy right here to
Yeah,
duplicate it.
that's right.
And then what I want to do here is go US 30 preset.
Right.
Okay. Now, what's the star?
That means it hasn't been saved yet.
Ah, okay.
So just click anywhere outside the box there and it'll save it. Now you need let me show you how to change it after you save it. So go ahead and X and then go back to the settings. So now let's say you're going back and you're wanting to trade the go to accounts.
It's the
Uh,
star is still there, by the way.
it could be that it's the default one. I don't know why the star's there. Try to delete the star.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Go to account, the accounts tab.
Yep.
This and where it says Euro preset, that's where you when you change your trading style or your symbol, you just under the preset column there, you just drop down and choose the new preset.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll flip over to your Euro preset or your US 30 preset, sorry.
Yeah, right
That's how
now,
you,
that's, now a question I've got. So, in other words, if I was going to trade Eagle with the US 30, I'd put Eagle in here as another account.
right?
And then I would use the US 30 preset for it. And
Yeah,
with this one, I should do this. Let me just do this, Ox. In other words, same process that we just did. Create a second account, which is Eagle. I want US 30 to be the one that I have the presets for it. Here, it's on the right one, which is Euro.
that's right.
Do I have it right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one more thing before you click away. You see that there's a column there that says preset external or EXT.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, I wondered
Okay.
about that. Yeah.
This is, you could have a preset set up for manual trades. So let's say you put on a euro trade, then it will grab those numbers and use those as the preset for that trade. For anything that you put on manually, it will. I use it. I keep it blank, Robert, but
Mm-hmm.
um,
I think I
it
would do that too. In other words, what you're saying is if I do the entry from within FX Synergy, it's going to follow the preset, which is this one here. If, however, I entered in MT4, if I leave this without anything in it, it's just going to be a raw trade. That's it. It won't have any parameters defined. If I wanted the parameters defined, I'd have to choose this.
right.
Okay. I don't want the parameters defined on that.
Yeah.
Because I'll know ahead of time when I'm trading from, I think, in other words, the same way you're doing it. I'd know ahead of time when I want the parameters to be applied, and therefore I'd be using FX Synergy. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just, I find myself constantly modifying my TP and
Mm-hmm.
not my stop, but my TPs. I'm constantly modifying them. I'm also regrouping things. So let's talk about that. So let's go click the X here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about regrouping. Let's say that we wanted to take the top two symbols there and create its own group. So just
These
click
two?
group again.
Yep.
Now it split them.
Yep.
And so on this one, what I want you to do is to go down and edit the TP price amount, not the pip amount, but the price amount. So put your mouse on top of the first one where there's the TP price.
Here.
Yep, double click, put in 0. Then move to the next one.
Same
Double
thing.
click. Yep. Now you have to click out for it to somewhere outside the screen for it to register. Now let's say that we wanted to take those two trades.
Hang on a minute. For it to register where?
Well, it doesn't know that you've made the change until you click out of it. Otherwise, it just stays
Oh,
active.
so it's here, but it's not written into MT4.
Well, these are stealth orders. Well, no, these aren't, but any new order is going to be a stealth order. A stealth order is not placed at the broker.
Right.
And there's an advantage to doing that because this thing
I
can manage
Yeah,
it
I
can
love that.
manage the spread and find an optimal price very quickly. So a lot of times you'll see on your trades that if you had placed a limit order with the broker, you still would have gotten slick, but this thing will actually get you a better price. I've seen it happen thousands of times. But back to the lesson here, let's say that you wanted to say, hey, if this basket or this group gets to $1, I want you to close out the trade. And that way you could create baskets where you may have losing trades with no TP, and you have winning trades with no TP, but you're grouping them together so that you can get a break even or a
Break even.
positive.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. That's such a pain in the neck to do too. That's great.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
where you lost me, and I'm still kind of in the weeds, is with you said it didn't register. What did you mean by that?
Well, just double click one of those cells again.
Here.
Double click and put in one, just one, the number one.
Hmm.
Okay, right now, if you don't click anywhere else, it doesn't know that that's changed to one. So click right there where your mouse is. Now, well, it rejected it because the number's too big. But let's put in there 0.01, Robert. Actually, we have to put a price in there. So put in the price of 0.980 or 98042. Okay, so if you don't click away from it, it won't change it. Now, if you click, there you go. It took it
Okay, so
now.
register is writing the change.
That's right.
Okay.
And that is like a little snake bite there that I've had happen to me.
Now, why is this
Um,
still this is not accurately reporting that, right? In other words, invalid. Is that
well, a broker can enforce a stop that's closer to market. And since these are never going to be hit, you can just ignore it. And if it bothers you, what you can do is just right click on anywhere on that line, just right click and
clear?
go down to clear.
Got it.
Now, let me repeat that because it does have an impact on the stop. Um, if you have a stop that's beyond what the broker has an allowable limit for, um, if it were actually trying to place the order, that order would be rejected. But since we're doing stealth orders, it doesn't know what the broker's rules are until it tries to make the change. Um, and so we just ignore that. I ignore that error because the stops are never going to get hit in my case.
Now
Now, if
you're using stops. Let me just stop you for a minute. You're using stops interchangeably in this case with take profits, correct?
no, either one could be rejected by an amount that's not recognized by the broker.
So in other words,
So
when you place the entry and you click to register it, as you put it, that then tells FX Energy go look at the broker and see is this valid, yes or no.
right,
If it were executed, which it's not because it's in stealth mode.
that's right. Now, you could go ahead and see how the basket works by just right clicking in the group two label area.
Like here,
No, up where it has the labels for group two.
right here.
Right.
Okay.
Right click.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where you go to break even,
Okay.
break even menu item.
Okay. Right here.
Yep.
Okay.
You want to put profit in,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a dollar amount in there. So if you wanted to try to get a dollar out of this, you would just put a dollar in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and click commit.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see on the screen a visual change in the labeling that it's waiting for that profit number to get +1, and when it does, it will automatically execute those orders and empty that group out or move,
Really cool.
cancel that group.
Yeah.
Now for the
This
US
is going to take
30,
some playing with to get used to this and the trailing stuff. I mean, it's involved, but the flexibility that gives you is just killer.
yeah, I don't. I mean, Jimmy is already probably ahead of me on what I know about this product. It's so deep and so wide what it can do. I just I just know what I need to get by with,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. That's fine.
And you guys may stumble onto stuff that you might find useful that you'll even teach me something, which will be great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say you wanted to exit out of that basket like right now, real
Mm-hmm.
quick, while it's got 52 cents in it. So just right click in the label line and go to close and then go to
One.
1 to 1.
Bye bye. Look at that.
Mhm.
Love it.
And it closes them sequentially. not all at once, but it happens so fast that it seems like it's all at once. But if you have a list of 100 trades, it may take a couple of seconds for it to clear them all. But hopefully you're in a fast moving market that's moving your way where it's actually giving you positive slippage. That happens a lot for me.
Yeah, and that interesting that you bring that up. There's brokers like 8 cap is really sluggish. Sometimes it's really to my advantage.
Yeah.
So, there's enough
Yeah.
lag that I missed, a certain point, and I had that happen today, and it was a really nice profit as a result. And I'm like, cool, go 8 cap. Now,
Yeah.
it could work against me too, but
Well, that's it. You
okay.
know,
Well,
I occasionally will use
hang
the
tight for
close,
one
but
second. I'm going to kill the recording here, and then I have something I'd like to show you just quickly. So, guys,
okay.
that was, thank you, Brett. Appreciate that. Great information, and we'll get this video out to you momentarily.